Weekend with footy was pretty good, Peps. But let's just say that the cliffhangers were high, but the quality was low for any Melbourne game because it just pissed down rain all weekend. Yeah. Where do you want to start? They don't miss. They don't miss, do they? Who? Who? Sydney played. Sydney played. No, Sydney played Richmond, and they won. Uh, well, you're kind of just okay. You're just okay, but I know that Peps, you've been having some tech issues on your side of the computer, so it's going to be a short show, just to get through it. Um, Peps, no, not convinced. Although you can join me for a holiday in September, your team, but everything from there is still to play for.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Hmm, interesting.
Well, your team and my team are now 2 wins out of the 8, plus probably 2 games percentage. We ain't playing.
Yeah, not good, huh? Nah, not good. Not good. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm a little bit disappointed. We've had some audio issues tonight, everybody, so it's been a little bit disappointing with the way things have been coming through. But look, I think the Dogs will make it, and I reckon that's it.
Just one change.
Yeah, I reckon one change. I think Western Bulldogs having Darcy come back in, it's going to be big, and I think they're going to reap the rewards of that. I reckon. Simple as that. Let's have a look at these results. Western Bulldogs defeated by Hawthorn. Hawthorn were very good. Western Bulldogs weren't able to play that game. They were talking on the radio after today's game that a lot of this round was about teams negating the success of the other. And I thought that was a very, very good point with what Hawthorn did, how Adelaide played on the weekend, what Geelong did, what you did against GWS. Won't worry about North and Carlton, and what we did against Collingwood today. It was very, very negative. Let's take their best element out and expose it that way.
Prob Probably helps when a good chunk of the games were literally played in wet weather.
Yeah. I will say one thing, Jdog. If you have a look at those games from today, the one thing that frustrated me is just the lack of scoring, and you can almost say that was the weather. But 59 to 81 under the lid at Telstra Dome at Marvel. Dog should
Yep.
have been better than that. Adelaide, I reckon they are prelim final bound, I reckon.
That's prelim.
That last quarter was a quarter just to sit back and watch again. Whether it was Adelaide kicking 5, whether it was Brisbane having shot after shot after shot and missing. It was I could not take my eyes off it. That's how awesome it was.
Peps, I know that you did a great video on Thursday about Melbourne's kicking.
Mm.
I would genuinely like to see you compare Brisbane and Melbourne's kicking, because I think Brisbane are lock and step with your team when it comes to scores.
Okay.
This score from Brisbane is not unfamiliar to last year, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I'm not saying pull us up now and compare, but I'd just be interested.
no, I can get that for you now. You want to talk about points kicked?
Because this 8-15 just always feels like it was a score that Brisbane always seems to kick. A forward 50 lock team that just has a hard time converting, and every week we almost say if they got hold of it, that was a 100-point win.
Yeah.
I reckon, barring your couple of years now, we've had some bad kicking.
Yep.
I reckon Brisbane for their last 5 years has been this.
So Brisbane this year have kicked 163 goals and 150 points. We've kicked 143 and 165. We're the highest. Collingwood 173, 159. So the only other team are the Swans. They've got more points than goals kicked. Besides that, that's about it. Everybody else is Eagles, but that's understandable because they're no good.
Oh, don't even get me started on yesterday's game.
That's it, Jdog.
What was it?
Yeah.
The first 8 kicks.
And you have a look at the Crows, they're 156, 131. They are accurate. And the Saints are 121, 117. So Melbourne are very, very wasteful in the way that they've been playing. But yes, they've there's just that game on Friday night was just exceptional. Just love it. I've got a massive echo coming through. So if I'm sounding a bit dodgy, I apologise, everyone. But it was just a beautiful game of football to watch. The players stood up. Like everything that Adelaide did was just magnificent. And Brisbane, they haven't been any good since. I don't think that they won't make grand final. And I don't even think I don't even think that they're prelim bound.
No, they've had a rough month.
They've had a rough month, but they haven't been playing good footy, I'd say, all year.
Not panic stations yet. They're still top 3.
I'm not convinced.
Peps.
Yes.
What I want to talk about is Sydney getting hold of Richmond.
Well, yeah. Well, I did pick Richmond. I thought that they'd take that one out.
Same.
Yep.
I thought Sydney were going rough, but to get blown away by 44 in the rain. And for people who understand, I know probably Sydney have had it probably as equal, but it did not stop raining in Melbourne from Friday night through to 2 o'clock today.
Yeah, it was
pretty
average. It was pretty average across the board the way that the weather was today here in good old Melbourne. And funny enough, rained for 3 days, and then the game started, and we were in t-shirts.
Yeah,
that's how hot it was.
Turned full sun,
and then it went back the other way. Maybe it was the game Richmond had to have because they've been pretty good for a good portion, and maybe that was just Sydney doing what Sydney do, but kicking 4-12, not going to do anything for you.
No, it was good to see the Swannies bounce back, but for Richmond, I probably would have thought that most fans would have had this one penciled down for a win.
The one thing that sort of got me a little bit was Gold Coast Geelong. Now, it was down at GMHBA, so you put the Cats in, but they smashed them. and I didn't speak that.
Killed him.
And I don't know what it is about Gold Coast. Just when you think they're going to take that step, they're just. I don't know, Jdog. I don't know what it is. This is something. I thought they would have turned the corner, and they just haven't.
Hang on, have we life swapped? You are usually positive Peps when it comes to the Gold Coast, and I'm usually like negative Wallace.
Yeah. No. It was just
What's going on
today.
here?
It was just after that performance. I would have liked, because that's what they're going to deal with in September, and I would have just liked to see more from them. It's kicked 5 goals with Walter, King, Rowell, Anderson, Miller, Humphrey. Like they've got that many classy options, and they're only able to get 5 goals. It was shit weather, let's be honest, down there at Geelong. But Geelong
Terrible.
were just more accurate. 9 goal 7 to 5 goal 7. Yeah.
Let's talk about the news from the game. Stewart, hip and shoulder.
Nothing wrong with it.
Didn't get the head, but did cause whiplash. We've got 50% of the media saying that should be 0 weeks, nothing wrong with it. It shouldn't even be looked at for another thing. We've got the other side of the media, Peps, who are saying Stewart had the option to tackle. That is what the tribunal may base this off.
No, he's off. He hasn't been reported. There's nothing going on.
Well, I agree, but incidents like that cause a concussion, they're saying.
But he didn't have a concussion.
That. No, I know, and I'm saying that, but saying lucky not to, because we've seen concussions caused off hip and shoulders like that.
Yep. He got him in the ribs. How far do you go with it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is a contact sport. And that's what's annoying me is that it's a contact sport. He didn't hit him in the head. Got him perfect. What more could he do? He's allowed to do that. What, you're going to suspend him for it? You can't say you're allowed to bump, but if you get him in the head, you get yourself in trouble. Oh, but now that's going to extend to the torso because you got him flush.
Yeah.
You get injured playing this sport.
I'm with you. Peps, I'm with you.
I know you are.
This is part of the game. And if this was to cause a concussion, even though it was technically correct, the concussion shouldn't make up what that action was, because that action was technically perfect.
It was textbook, mate. Textbook.
Yeah.
Textbook.
But that will be something, Peps, that we know coming up under the 2026 with Swanee coming on board. These are some of the questions that he'll have to face.
No, won't.
About is that the future of the game? Are we going to just rub that out?
You can't rub it out.
What's that look like? Who knows? He could. They own the game. It's just a game.
I think he'll make some changes. The Paul Curtis one, that has been the worst rub out decision. He did the perfect tackle, and he got 3 weeks for it. That's where things are wrong.
Exactly. Yep.
That was a perfect hip and shoulder. You get injured. Like it's going to happen. Darcy Mee puts a knee through Petrarca's, almost kills the bloke and gets nothing. Yet you're going to suspend a guy for hip and shoulder. That's where it's.
Well, this is the perfect case to slide across the table to Swan and go, what do we think?
And he'll go, play on. Hey, coach, question. Tell me about your mob, because GWS are not playing great footy. We know that. But you served up something that no one saw coming. But I do have a bone to pick with you.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought it was a great win. Even when it was really close, within 4 points for most of the game, I was probably unemotionally attached to it. I was like, we're going to lose this, or we're going to win this. And either way, I was like, whatever, our season's done anyway.
Yep.
GWS, this is the flaky performances which puts their whole final series in danger, because they've done this now a couple of times.
They're a shell of what we thought they would be. They're not going to make finals. I don't believe that they will make finals now.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Peps. What's the bone?
Ollie Wines.
What about him?
There's rules I don't like. And one of them's the nominated ruck. And how he got a free kick for putting up his hand but didn't go for the contest. That's unsportsmanlike.
Couldn't go for the contest because he got shepherded out of the contest.
Because no one knew that he put his hand up.
Except the umpire.
Well,
that's whose fault is that?
It's just a stupid rule. It's a stupid rule.
Is this the same time when you guys paid Jeff Farmer in the ruck to try and get Casbolt?
Move on, Tarps. Move on. But
Peps,
yep.
Why can't you nominate for the ruck? He nominated for the ruck. He did the thing. He put his hands up. Put Adelaide Ruckman. Put his hands up. No one in GWS
It's just a stupid rule.
That's not Port's fault.
I know. I'm just pissed off that you won the game because of that.
You're angry. Oh, we won by 16 points.
That's what got you over the line.
Hey, how good was Joe Richards' kick though from the boundary?
It wasn't bad.
Perfect front.
Are you a believer now? Right. So get rid of Ken now or do the end of the year?
No, get rid of now.
Yep.
Still believe that.
Yep.
With the finals, we're in the finals, Peps. Same as you. No finals.
What's the point? North Melbourne, West Coast. God, can I do it? That could be potentially the worst game of football I have watched. And you know the movie, The Da Vinci Code. Everyone's seen the Da Vinci Code?
Yes.
You know, there's that priest guy that wraps that barb thing around his leg to like punish himself.
Yes.
I should have got one of those and done that to my leg because I sat through and watched that. Even KO has said, "I'm going to refund you."
The first quarter and a half wasn't good. Probably half football. But
which one?
It ended up in a
first
bit
half
of
or the second half? Because I reckon
zinger.
they were equally just as bad.
It ended up being a good game though.
Because it was only close. Because it was close. That was the only reason. It was just woeful two bottom teams football, and I'm really disappointed for North because I expect more out of them. And Nick Larkey would be perfect for Melbourne. He'd be perfect.
Have you and I
9 other clubs?
Have we swapped? Because I've told you that Larkey needs to get out of that club, and you're like, no, he needs to stay because they need to build a club and build that culture.
But he did nothing on the weekend, and it's a waste of talent. And North are not getting any better.
You.
Yes, I think we both pissed in the fountain, and we've had the changeover. And now
something's happened.
I'm Ryan Reynolds, and you're Jason Bateman.
Something's
happened.
I
get to shag Olivia Wilde.
Oh.
Carlton Essendon. That was a great game. That was a good game. We were so hoping Carlton were going to do another Carlton.
Everyone was hoping for a Carlton to do another Carlton.
38 points up, and they almost screwed the pooch again. But the funny thing was that, did you see the number of times they went to Voss in the box, and he's just like, again? Not again. This is not no. Groundhog Day. And look, I'll talk about today's game really quickly. Melbourne Collingwood, absolutely gutted. Should have won. Led the inside 50 count. Led the contested possessions count. Led the hit-outs count. And once again, couldn't convert in front of goal. Yet, you know what? There's no point getting upset when you know what you do wrong. But I'll give Collingwood, they are so clinical, Jamie. They're like snipers.
They're good.
They are good. I will say they are good, but they are very beatable.
I have a question for you, Peps.
Yes.
How did you view the end of the game incident between Maxi Gawn and Stevie May?
Let's put it in the context. I don't know what was said. Stephen May probably saying, like, why did you do that? Why'd you do that? Gawn's feeling bad. He's probably our best player today. May was exceptional down back as well. They're both competitive beasts. They both want to win. They've probably thought we almost took out the top team to keep our chances of playing finals alive, and we've screwed it up, and it's just all come, and he's pushed him away.
He looked more than just that, though. He looked super pissed.
Yeah, I think he was pissed. May's probably come over and go, what are you doing that for, Max? And Max has just pushed him as if to go, fuck off. I don't need this. I know what I've done. You know what it's like.
Yeah,
When you
I
make a
like
mistake,
it.
someone comes over.
I like it. I thought it was good.
Who cares? Look, I will talk about something, though. We can talk about, I reckon I saw the worst free kick in the history of free kicks today. And you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying.
And everybody, if you have not done, go to afl.com.au. I saw a guy get pushed in the back who then ricocheted into somebody, and the umpire said, you took out his legs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Josh Dacos one. Nick Dacos,
I was talking about when Melksham got pushed in the back by May and then fell into the other bloke and he got pushed in the back. But the other one where Tom Sparrow did the handball over the boundary, it went 15 metres down and rolled out. He had to deliver it. And Nick Dacos hit one of the volunteers selling Fight MND beanies in the crowd. Anyway, nothing to see here. No. Look, Melbourne lost it. They should have won. So be it. That's the season. We just got to try and keep winning to not give Essendon the 4th or 5th draft pick.
The one thing you didn't win today, Peps, was the free kick count. Collingwood won that 29-20.
There was some shockers. There's these ones where we're just like looking at each other going, what was that for? What was that for? We couldn't tell. And then they play some absolute howlers, and then they'd take under the, taking out the legs, but then they don't play taking out the legs. Collingwood are very good. Nick Dacos, just tag him. Put a hard tag on him. I will say also, he is kissed on the dick. The AFL website have put him in the best players.
No, they did. Did they?
They did. The last best player on the AFL summary, N. Dacos.
Hang on. I'm going to have a look at that.
Let me put it up on the camera for you. People who are listening to this right now are
going,
he
had 3 goals.
I can hear it. I can see it through my headphones.
Cozzy had 3 goals. Fritsch had 3 goals. Dacos had 34 possessions.
Not Nick, not yeah. I'm
talking
Josh
about Dacos. No,
Nick. Not the Josh. Josh is good.
Yeah. Yep. No, Josh is good.
Look,
Josh is good.
Josh is good. Josh, look, I'll put up on the screen. Here we go. Look.
Josh is so underrated this year.
Best. Collingwood.
Oh, wow.
Josh Dacos, Howe, Sidebottom, Pendlebury, Nick Dacos.
Okay.
Seriously, they just have his name in there and then they just put 5 other names in. They forgot to delete it out.
Maybe.
Anyway.
I've got to look at the stats, but I think that Josh is having a far better season.
Nick's the 3rd best player in his family.
I reckon
Josh will win their best and fairest, I reckon, the way that he's going. This whole buy thing is just shit. I don't like it. Just do it in one weekend, can we? Just cut it off for one weekend. Everyone have the week off, go, and then come back.
Did you harass SEN on the way home?
No.
You didn't?
No. What was the point?
Did you make any phone calls to 3AW?
No question. I was on the train. No, I took it easy tonight on the way home. We lost. Simple as that.
You're taking it well.
I took it well. Last week, I was more furious of what they served up. They served up pretty good football today, and they just couldn't get it across the line.
Who went with you today?
Fritsch, next time when you're out, 20 metres out, don't play on. There's one.
Hey, what was it like? What was it like walking through the gates this week, being your first full MCC member?
It doesn't kick in for a little bit, but yes, it felt good. Felt good just walking through, going, get out of my way. So my
you get
brother and I,
anything?
for the people who didn't listen last week, my brother and I are now being accepted as full MCC members. So we're planning on getting tweed jackets with patches and wearing a cravat to the grand final.
What? When does that kick in?
Just before the final starts.
Oh, that's lovely. Do you get any other reciprocal rights for any Melbourne clubs,
No, but I
like
get reciprocal
VRC or
rights
something?
over. I think I get reciprocal rights in England and Singapore and India, a couple of their clubs,
Yeah.
cricket clubs.
Do you get a new card or something
Yeah,
to
I
show
get a
that
one
you're a
that
full member?
says full member.
And do you get to go into other areas that you couldn't
No,
before?
it's mainly the grand final is the one thing that you can't go to, and now we are, so it's good. It's good.
And you get guaranteed seats for like first day of cricket and stuff like that,
Just
or Boxing Day?
yeah, just go Boxing Day. Yeah, just line up like you normally do. So now I can just line up on grand final day at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, walk in, reserve a seat, go back out, and come back in a few hours' time to watch the Futures game.
How did you used to do it?
Never did. Couldn't go to the grand final.
Oh, you could never go to the grand
No,
final. You never went
no.
to a ballot, or you never lined up and.
No. It's only for full members.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
so now you
Now he
can
gets it.
line up.
Yep.
Put your jacket on the seat.
Yeah, they have to sit there now, and they hand you out like a temporary pass.
Yeah.
And then you put that in your pocket, and then that's your seat.
And so, what's the yearly fees now for that full
I don't
membership?
know. But
Is it more
I'm probably
expensive
going to
or
have
less
to take up a second job.
expensive?
It's a bit,
Peps,
but
you're the only full MCC member I know.
only took 33 years.
I don't. But Peps, they were saying that genuinely, like that list may never get down again.
They took in a whole 12 months, and I haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
Did you know you were coming up? Did you know you were
I
going
knew
to
we
get
were coming up. We thought it'd be this year or next.
Yeah.
Yeah. We thought they might do like 2 months every time, but they did a full year. So because they didn't do 2 months, we were right. So it's exciting. It's exciting. So we'll go back to the MCC one day. Hoity-toity. Yeah.
Can you now sign me off for a membership?
I'll sign you off.
Can you do that?
Wrap
Because
my.
you're a full member
Yep,
now. You can like sign my
I
thing.
can put Hux. Yep, I can put everyone in there. Yep.
Will it take me 33 years? Like if I join now, Peps.
Yep.
Do you reckon I'll ever become an MCC member?
Yes. When I take your ashes to the game, that's when you'll be allowed in.
Well, what about a restricted member? Can I ever be an
No,
MCC
you might get a
member?
provisional one. So a provisional one gets you into games, but not like the big tier games. So like Dreamtime, Anzac Day, etc. But a normal Port Adelaide game, because that's not a tier, a premier game on anyone's circuit, they would get in straight away. Jdog, let's have a look at the fixture for this week because it's Cool Western Bulldogs Thursday night.
Hang on, before we do that, is it the final week of the Vice coming up?
No, there's 2 more weeks.
Fuck.
Exactly. It's such a wank. I reckon Pendlebury wants to go over to the NBA finals, then come back.
Is that genuine?
Yeah, because apparently he has a basketball background.
Jack, no way, really?
Yeah, first I've heard it. Let's get Western Bulldogs. I reckon that might be a good game. I reckon Darcy might be back. If Darcy's back, they win. If they're not back, the Kilda do play pretty good at Marvel, so it'll be a good one. Hawthorn Adelaide. That's going to be a good game.
Down
Brisbane
there too.
GWS. That won't be a good game. Essendon Geelong. No, it won't be a good game. North Fremantle. Ugly game. And there it is, 3:20 p.m. The Jack Watts Plate, the David Roden Cup, the Jimmy Tumpers Platter. And we can keep going. Port Adelaide versus Melbourne. We'll be bantering left, right, and centre on this game. And then to finish it off, I will be fascinated. West Coast versus Carlton. And that means that we've got Collingwood, Gold Coast, Richmond, and Sydney all having the bye.
Prediction for the Port Adelaide versus Melbourne game?
Yep. You go from your perspective, and I'll go from my perspective.
My prediction is Kelly Underwood, Dermot Brereton, Dwayne, and Jdog are going to be the 4 for our Sunday game. Lock it in. Lock it in, Peps.
I have not watched any Channel 7 games this year. It could be my first. I'm willing to watch ads if there's no coming out good. Just no. Sorry.
Or Dermot is like reading like what the player's thinking and then telling us all his special comments.
I just love he's solving the you can almost discover the theory of relativity football wise.
Well, I can give you my Saturday night. Alira and Hux went to Katy Perry, so I was just over the road at the Quest. Lovely place to stay.
Did you go with them?
I walked to the ramp to go down to Rod Laver.
Yeah.
But
did you have the girls?
I think I heard Dermot say that Jeremy Finlay sets a beautiful kick, no less than 5, 6 times during the game.
Not good.
Not good. He is not good.
No, he's not good. He didn't look happy getting dragged either, did he, Jdog?
Hey, Peps.
Yeah.
I know we're going to wrap up soon.
Yep.
Gut feel. Tassie Devils on or off?
Sorry, before we do that, prediction Port Adelaide, Melbourne.
Yes.
Honest.
I'm going to say you guys, but not a lot. Less than a goal.
I'll say if Melbourne play like they do today, 6-7 goal win to us. If they turn up and play like they did against St Kilda, you'll win by 2 goals. Yep.
Okay.
I just think that the difference between your good and bad is a lot bigger than our good and bad over the last 8 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense? We should have gone. Oh, well. Do they like Katy Perry?
They loved it.
Yeah.
They thought she was wonderful.
Yeah, she's anyway.
Tassie Devils, Peps.
Yes,
Give us
no,
your
it's
feel.
not dead. No, it won't die. It'll get across
It won't
the line.
die?
No, it won't.
AFL. Peps, I was thinking this. Why doesn't the AFL go in and build the stadium and just sublease it out? Like, if you want to have a concert there, sure, pay us the money, and they'll pay that stadium off within 10 years.
The AFL won't have the 800, 900 million it'll cost to build, because we know it's not going to be cheap. They won't do it.
What did Marvel cost, though? Marvel would have costed pretty penny back in the day, back in 2000.
I think, but it's smaller. It's going to be half the size. It's going to be about 23,000, 24,000. So it's not a big stadium.
I reckon they should own it.
But you know what? I think it's absolutely stupid, because that will absolutely unite. Because I was sitting talking to my kids, and I've spoken to a few people. I've spoken to you about this. Would you go and watch Port Adelaide versus the Tassie Devils? The flights cost nothing to get over there. The accommodation's reasonable. You walk straight over to the ground. You walk straight back. Look, it's perfect.
I think it's great too.
It'll unite. Look what the Adelaide Oval has done for Adelaide. Look what Optus Stadium has done for Optus. For the WA crowd. SCG with the Swans. Now GWS play. Even look at when Canberra play up at Monica, what that does to the Canberra audience. They had a really great crowd the other week.
And I know you and I don't agree on this, but I think Marvel is a wonderful venue to play football and to watch football. And this weekend was like a perfect example as to why it is so good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just feels hollow.
I get you.
It just feels hollow. And I just think because of the way our sport is and the size of the ground, there is nothing you can do to make it hospitable. I just think it's the stadium.
I think give it 20 years. The thing that we have with the MCG will be there, but people will be more used to Marvel being there. For us and our generation,
I love watching Marvel games. They're quick, they're fast. I love watching Marvel games. I don't mind going to Marvel. I don't mind it. I just think people are sooks and whingers.
All right.
I'll let my tips out this week as well too. If you haven't had a chance, watch Melbourne's Goal kicking status, that was absolutely putrid. Also, just remember for everybody out there, Port Adelaide.
It won't work because you unplugged your
Kenny
you
didn't
unplugged
work.
your pad.
That's it. So I might put this one up. I'm not too sure. Hopefully it's not going to sound too bad. If it's awful, I won't be putting it up. If not, you'll hear this week's podcast and my tips will be on YouTube. Thank you for everybody subscribing. Shorter episode. I'm now going to pleasure myself on a cheese grater because that is a lot easier than watching Bailey Fritsch take a mark 15 metres out and play on a kicker point.
Good night, listeners.
Good night.